Hello, welcome. If you're a returning listener, welcome back. I hope you're having a wonderful day or night, and if not, I'm glad you came here to unwind and engage with me. Yes, this is my second video and probably final video on Candace Owens. Go watch my first breakdown before you continue this video, and come back here to continue this conversation after you've watched that one. Good? Okay. Now that you've done that, let's get into this week's topic. As we now all know from watching my last video, Candace Owens was very uncomfortable with Harry Styles' Vogue cover. As a response to this, I guess as a way to win over the young people population and to agree with Harry's style choice, Noah Cyrus posted this, which indirectly referred to Candace Owens. I will not read these words, you can read them for yourself. If you don't understand what that last word is supposed to be, it's the word spelled H-O-E-S, but here it's spelled in a euphemism sort of way. It looks like Noah Cyrus has since deleted this off of her social media and has apologized for it, claiming that she didn't understand what those words meant. I doubt that that is true. I think her choice of words were intended to be out of pocket and make her sound edgy and cool and like she's a member of Black Twitter or something like that. In fact, like a lot of celebrity apologies, I'm sure her and her team decided this together and thought, this is something stupid and embarrassing enough to garner some attention for Noah, but not too much hate that it ends Noah's career, so she should post this. I'm not actually all that concerned about Noah's post at all, but more so Candace's response. This is what you are here to hear in this video anyway. I will link the video I saw of Candace in the description. It's another one of her Instagram rants. It does have some cuts, edits, and jokes in there, so it's not just the original video. And the video is biased against Noah Cyrus, just so you know.
For those of you that are right there going, wait a second, Hannah Montana had a little sister, Miley Cyrus' little sister, you are literally me. I don't know everything, but I have learned today that Miley Cyrus has a little sister.
Candace first started off the video by saying that she did not know who Noah Cyrus was before this little controversy happened, and that she just found out that Miley Cyrus had a little sister. I don't know if this is true or if Candace is saying this just to make Noah Cyrus sound like a nobody, but I have known about Noah Cyrus for years because I used to watch Hannah Montana and her sister was featured in at least one episode. And I used to read a lot of celebrity gossip magazines years and years ago, and they featured her there several times too, alongside her more famous sister, Miley.
Her Instagram page, I just want to throw it in the shower. Everything about it, my reaction is I just want to throw that, her person, everything she represents in the shower.
On top of this, Candace says that she would like to throw everything Noah Cyrus puts on her Instagram, quote unquote, in the shower, which I'm assuming means she's calling Noah's content dirty. We're not off to a great start here, Candace. It is really hard to take what you say seriously if you refer to someone as a nobody and that their branding is dirty right off the bat.
A girl who grew up with absolutely everything, which is the exact opposite of me. This is how all of these Hollywood types are. She grew up in the house of Billy Ray Cyrus. They gave their kids everything they ever wanted. They had money. And these are the kind of kids that call up mom and, oh, what do you want to be? I want to be a singer. Okay, let me get you a job at Disney and now you get to have a show.
It's good that Candace mentions this. It is definitely true that a lot of people in Hollywood have this narcissistic, self-absorbed, holier-than-thou attitude, and they realistically feel like they can get away with anything. These days, definitely not everyone in Hollywood was born into it. A lot of people with new money and new fame worked their way up. Noah was for sure born into it, just like her more famous sister Miley, but Candace, you are certainly not an exception to the holier-than-thou attitude. Clearly, you don't have to be born into Hollywood to have this kind of attitude.
The Harry Styles non-feud. I call it a non-feud because at the end of the day, Harry Styles and I respected each other.
Next, Candace reminds everyone that her and Harry have no bad blood between them, but she still thinks his fashion choices are perverted, that he is promoting harmful things in the media, and that his response where he held a banana in his mouth, I guess mimicking fellatio, was tasteless. I don't know what it is about Candace and saying that she admires people but still strongly despises the things that they do and put out, as she did mention several times in my last video that you can go watch, that this conversation has nothing to do with Harry Styles or what he puts out. I just don't like his messages. This seems like a love-hate relationship to me. She might even admire him a lot, but she just doesn't want to admit it. God is Grey, one of my all-time favorite channels on YouTube, made a video about Candace's comments last week, and she made an excellent point saying how Candace is speaking from a really high up horse, condemning men for wearing dresses and being feminine, when she is constantly being an outspoken, politically driven woman, which is traditionally masculine, and there are tons of pictures and videos of her wearing suits. Suits are masculine, Candace, even if you find them in the women's section. You need to start pointing fingers at yourself.
Just think about the fact that we continually hand these white privileged liberals an excuse and the permission to attack people. They're allowed to be racist as long as they're racist to the right kind of black person, right? Who is giving these white liberals permission to go around using slurs and saying this sort of stuff when they disagree with the black conservative who doesn't hold their privileged worldview?
Back to her situation with Noah, she stated that the racist comment slid by a lot of people because the left is completely anti-racist, unless we are talking about racism towards minorities who do not agree with the left. I understand where she is coming from here completely. The left promotes itself to be all-inclusive, but if you're a minority and you don't agree with the left, you are a freak and are shunned. There are a lot of problems on the left and the right of being tribalist and not wanting to talk to people who disagree politically. I personally believe that if you don't have a progressive stance on issues like racism, sexism, homophobia, gun violence, and healthcare, I do think you have backwards thinking, and I think that you are speaking from a place of shielded privilege, but there are other topics I'm okay to disagree on. The ones mentioned? No. Minorities, in this case, black women who are Republican, are seen by the left as being delusional and against their own people. I don't really see this in Candace because she is admitting that what Noah said was racist and was because of her skin color and hair. I don't think the left is letting Noah's comments slide as much as Candace thinks. I think pretty much everyone agrees that what Noah posted was just for attention and shock value and was completely tone deaf and stupid.
Hollywood actually does view themselves as elite, that they have this elitist opinion that they're moving the world forward when they don't even understand what the world is because they haven't built anything in their world, right?
Hollywood members do think they are elite because they are. American entertainment is popular around the world, and people listen to American music and watch American movies and TV shows even if they don't speak English. The simple breadth of American lifestyle, the American dream, or more so the American fantasy, is known worldwide and touches every single person on this planet unless they are actively trying to stay away from pop culture. Candace, why do you think you are different? You are American and you are saying on the internet that your beliefs are important. You think that your opinions and perspectives are better. And you have just as much of a platform as anyone else with a following and an internet connection. You can say whatever you like, and there are people out here who do agree with you.
I was just pointing out the irony because if any white conservative had ever come out of their mouth, a white conservative had turned around and called a black liberal nappy, they would have been canceled yesterday. They would have had everything taken from them and their entire careers would have been over forever. But again, because you are privileged, you get some sort of a pass.
Yes, Candace is correct here. There is more leeway for a liberal to make fun of or even insult a conservative than if things were the other way around. Because of cancel culture, the drama and playground gossip that exists in politics today, and the fact that so many young people are online expressing their political beliefs when they are not even old enough to file taxes yet. There is a lot of silliness in modern politics, and especially American politics today. I don't want to see silly jokes and insults thrown at anyone from either side of the political spectrum because it is stupid, degrading, makes everyone on that antagonist side look bad, and sets us backward instead of us progressing forward. Now, Candace mentions a couple of times in her response to this that she is not going to throw any insults at Harry or Noah or anyone else for disagreeing. When I watched this video the other day, I believed her. The only term I heard her use that was really out there was calling feminine men a perversion, when they certainly are not, but that was not a direct insult. Just this morning, I see on Twitter that AOC, or Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, made some comment about her history as a waitress, and Candace just went full middle school bully on her for whatever reason. I honestly do not know the context of AOC's original tweet, but it seems to me that some people on the right were making fun of her past working as a waitress. I don't know who was making fun of her for this or why, but Sarah Palin, if you all remember her, was a Republican governor and would have been the vice president in 2008 if John McCain won. Not only did she participate in beauty pageants growing up, which doesn't require much more knowledge or hard skills than waitressing, she had several other scandals as well. Whatever motivated AOC to write this tweet, which I do not believe was directed at Candace, Mrs. Owens took this personally and decided to quote-unquote clap back. Candace mentioned how she once used to be a waitress as well, and it wasn't hard work in the slightest. Okay, fine, that's her opinion. After that, she continued the tweet by saying, AOC is a spoiled, rotten brat. What a disgusting thing to hear from such a supposedly classy woman. Now, I'm aware that I hide my identity on the internet, so my views don't seem credible or important to some people because I'm just a hidden face and name behind a microphone. I get it. I'm not planning to make more drama videos in the future unless I really think they are worth discussing. I have come to the conclusion that Candace Owens is not as well-spoken and classy as I thought she was, and I gave her the benefit of the doubt, not knowing much about her, and just decided to let her believe what she wants to believe, even though I often disagree. The Candace and Harry situation was a lot bigger, and I had a lot more to talk about than in this video, hence the different video lengths. This Noah being involved and Candace flipping her frustration onto AOC really just knocks diplomacy out of the park. I was so hesitant to even make a Twitter for my YouTube channel recently, knowing that I quit the website months ago because it made me so unhappy. Twitter is not a good place to find inspiration or diplomacy. It's honestly a mess. And, the fact that there are so many politicians and debates happening on Twitter when there's a character limit, and of course, when you are typing things instead of speaking them out loud or even having your face, it's hard to completely understand what people are talking about, but I don't think there's any nuance in the term spoiled, rotten brat. As a promise to all of you, my audience, I'm going to bring you more educational and entertaining content coming out really soon, and less of this frustrating back and forth where no one wins, no one is happy, and no one is really getting anything out of all of this. I wish you a lovely morning, afternoon, evening, or night. Rest well, take some time for yourself, and remember that things will always get better if they are not so good right now. Take care.